Dr. Oz is now facing a coronavirus drama of his own. A staff member on his hit TV show has tested positive for the virus. We spoke to him via Skype.
It was hard to get him a test because he didn't have classic symptoms, and there aren't many tests. I actually called a friend, and we were able to get him a test with a little begging and pleading. And then we waited, and it took almost a week for the test to come back. But when it came back yesterday, it was positive.
Dr. Oz's show has been suspended. He has now set up a base of operation from a mini studio at his home in New York City.
My main purpose and the desire that the whole staff had, I got to pay credit to them because they worked their hearts out to do this, was to keep America informed about this coronavirus pandemic. And we're going to do that whether it's in the studio at home. And I'm hoping to get back into the studio as soon as we feel it's the right thing to do again.
Are you feeling any symptoms? How do you feel today? And have you been tested?
I feel great. I haven't had any symptoms, and I can't get tested because of that. Because in America right now, we don't have enough tests. And I got to say, I don't really want celebs and folks getting off easy by getting tests when we just don't have enough of the people who are really ill.
There's a raging debate underway across the nation. It's a generational divide between older Americans and young people who don't seem to be taking the crisis seriously because they feel invincible or somehow immune to the coronavirus. Well, there's some eye-popping news today for those millennials.
The CDC says nearly 40% of patients sick enough to be hospitalized are aged between 20 and 54. But older patients do run a greater risk of dying. President Trump spoke about promising new drug treatments today.
Clinical trials are already underway for many new therapies, and we're working on scaling these to allow many more Americans to access different drugs that have shown really good promise.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is weighing in on the controversy from his hot tub.
Stay away from crowds, stay away from being in restaurants and outdoor cafes, especially now in springtime where all the kids are going to the beach and celebrate and drink and all that stuff. This is not a good idea. So stay away from the crowds, go home, and then we can overcome this whole problem, this whole virus in no time.
There is hope today. The government of China announced there is not one new coronavirus case for the first time since the crisis erupted there 3 months ago.
Remember, China had the largest quarantine in human history when they blocked off almost 60 million people in Wuhan province. But because of that, the surrounding counties never had the epidemic that Wuhan suffered through. They never had the spike, nor the overwhelmed hospitals.
But can claims from the totalitarian and secretive nation be believed? Laura Ingraham had this to say on Fox.
Now, look at how much time was lost because China covered it up at the end of last year, covered up the virus. They threatened doctors. They refused to allow independent medical teams in to assess the situation. In its handling of COVID-19, and this is going to sound tough, but China has blood on its hands.